What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? It's Renebean. Welcome to another episode of Life of a Game Hunter / Collector, and boy, do we got a lot of work to do. As you know, I just had my packages from subscribers episode, so usually right after that, I usually have a whole box of stuff that needs fixing or refurbishing. We got some serious stuff in here. We got In the Hunt for Sega Saturn, incoming. A lot of it, everything is supposed to be defective or in some way not working, so it's a whole lot of potential in here. Hopefully we're going to get some of this stuff to work. And on top of that, we got more pins in. So we got a whole bunch of these. So the giveaway is back. If you want to be entered, just be subscribed to the channel. Hit the thumbs up and leave a comment down below. And you get your chance to pick out one of these. There's Zelda, Pokemon, stuff like that. The winner to the last episode is Austin Miner. Congratulations. Just hit me up on Instagram to claim your prize. But anyways, guys, enough talking. We got a lot of work to do. Let's get out there. Let's do it. Alright guys, so we're here in the shop. This is the stuff that was sent in and it needs to be repaired. It's defective. Hopefully we can get some of this stuff working. We'll start off simple. We'll probably do the NES game here. This was donated to me, which is awesome. I don't have many Sega Dreamcast games, but he says that one is not working. Same with this one. Someone sent in from their collection. They said it's not working. This is a fairly uncommon Sega Saturn game. We'll put these in the Resurfacer and see how those do. Let's see. Game Boy said that it wasn't cutting on, I believe. This was given to me and the joystick is messed up, but luckily we have a replacement, so I'll show you how to do that. And then we have a Pokemon game that is not working, I believe. Needs the traces repaired. So let's start off simple here with Punch-Out. Let's go ahead and knock this one out. Hopefully this one just needs to be cleaned or like minor repairs, maybe like a reflow. The problem with a lot of this is we won't know if it's working until we go into the game room and test it out, but that'll be at the end of the episode. You guys, typically know how I do when it comes to something like that. I can already tell that these pins were scratched with a cleaner, maybe with sandpaper. Ooh. Rust damage on them. It looks, yeah, there's a broken trace. There's a couple broken traces on this. I don't know how well I can repair that. And there's rust damage all on the pins themselves. Probably what they were trying to remove. Let's see how much of that rust comes off with some Bright Boy. Or see how much more we can take off here. Sorry if my hands are shaking. It's actually kind of really cold out here in the shop. And I haven't set my heater up yet, which I need to do. I didn't think it would be this bad coming outside, but it turns out it is. Alright, so we got the pins cleaned up a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and heat up my iron. When it comes to fixing traces, it's not the easiest thing. It's more so that because the traces do not like to cooperate. They don't like to pick up the solder no matter how much flux you use. But we'll try. Let's go ahead and move this off to the side. I want to go ahead and see how bad, since we're going to go ahead and get this iron heated up, we'll see what this Pokemon looks like. He said the traces on it were bad. So let's see. I do see the broken traces right there. Those are, I don't know if that's repairable. I don't know how well. Let me see if I can get up here and show you. Let's see, trying to look at the camera. Right here in that center is where whatever happened to the back is what caused them to break. Oh, I don't know if that's fixable. Those are too close together. What I can try to do, I'll lay some flux down and just see if we can bridge it that way. I don't know. That's, yeah, and there's another bit of damage. This might be too far gone. I don't know. Yeah, there's damage here, here, and here from whatever punctured this. I just don't see that being fixable. We'll try, though. I got to give it an effort. I always tell people I will try, and sometimes you just can't fix it. I mean, not everything's fixable. Alright, let's see. It's so small, it's not even wanting to take the solder. I don't even think that's going to take it. It took one took, but I'm going to see if that took it. It's too small. I mean, that's almost unrepairable in my opinion. If that didn't take it right there, I'm going to say this game is not salvageable. Just the damage that occurred to it from the back, I don't know how you'd be able to fix that. That's just, it's too small of a problem, or at least it's out of my league. I'll keep trying to put this in wrong. Yeah, it did not fix it. So on that one, it is a bust. He also sent in, what else did he send in? That Sega Saturn game. I think that one's. Hopefully, I can get him something working. We're gonna find out. That Game Boy game, I'll send that back to him. There's, I can't. I thought it was a trace coming from the pins itself, which are, you know, a little bit bigger, easier to see, and they're not as close together. I couldn't fix that. So that one, I will say, is a bust on it. So we're gonna put it in the box. But this game right here, hopefully, this is Punch Out. This was sent in from someone else, maybe. Yeah, those pins are missing. I'm going to see if I can just solder the gaps real quick. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. And you got to add a line between it. Alright, so they did not want to easily connect. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. So we're going to bridge it. The person who sent in the Pokemon games actually has a spool of wire you can use. If you don't have this, you can just take some scrap wire, strip it, and cut it, and use the individual strands. Since I have, this is some small stuff too. Let's see here. It doesn't take much to bridge a gap. We're just going to cut a few tiny pieces here. And since I got some of the solder plate, some of it did grab. I should just be able to lay the wire and run right over it. Alright guys, so I repaired the 3 lines that were completely broken that I think was the issue. Here, here, and here. I don't know if it's going to work. If this board's in pretty bad shape, we will find out here at the end of the video. Let's move on to the next project. We'll go ahead and put this back together. Alright, so that's to be tested. We'll put that back over here in the box. Alright, next up is this N64 controller that was sent in from Tatted Collector. He knew that I needed this one for the set that I was going for. The joystick is completely gone, so we're going to have to take this apart. This is real simple to do. You can get these aftermarket joysticks on eBay. They're usually cheap. I think this is just a standard. I don't know if it's the GameCube style. Yeah, just the standard, but that's perfectly fine with me. It'll work just the same. So all we gotta do is take this apart. These have quite a few screws, but it ain't too bad. It's a quick job. And then don't forget these screws that you have hiding in the port back here. So with that out, the trigger can fall. It does happen. On this one, that trigger was broken. But it just broke on that edge right there. It'll still work when the controller's back together, so I'm not too worried about it. So this is as simple as it can be. Unplug the port right here. Get something that wedges a little bit better. I don't have any fingernails. And then just go side to side, and that'll eventually slide right out. And then you have your Z button right here, which we will twist out here. There you go, and that falls back. And then all we gotta do is take these 3 screws, and then this comes right out. So you can see how bad that, if you can pick up a controller and shake it around like that and the joystick is that bad, that's when you know you don't need to pick it up. But for this style of controller, I'd picked it up regardless because they can be fixed. But if you're paying, you know, a good price for one, always check. So we're going to just put this right back in its place. And then just put these 3 screws back in its side here. And then make sure you plug this back up and you are done. Just make sure you plug it up in the right way that it goes. Alright, and then you stick your, make sure you bend these wires so they're not going to get in your way. Stick your Z button back in. And then all we got to do is put this bad boy back together and it is done. So you can tell how that one has a prong sticking out of it. This one doesn't. I see that all the time, but as long as one side has a little bit of that nub, it'll stick in. and it will hold. And there we go, guys. It's done. New joystick on there. It is aftermarket, but you know what? That's completely fine with me. All these joysticks are doomed to fail over time anyways. So that is a good fix right there. That one is done and ready. Next up, let's see what this Game Boy is about. He said that it would not power on. We're going to try something here. Of course, got to throw some batteries in it. I'm just going to see if it'll blink for me. And I see one spot that I think is the issue, but I'm going to test that theory here. So there's one bad spot in this terminal that I'm thinking might be the issue. Maybe. I really don't know if my batteries are dead too. That's another thing that's not going to help me if it is. I saw some rust damage on one too, meaning there could be damage on the inside. I'm just trying different batteries here. Typically, if you want to check the battery compartment, you put your batteries in and you kind of rub it back and forth, just trying to get this light to blink one good time. And if it does, that means you know it's the battery compartment. So let's go ahead and open this Game Boy up and see what it looks like on the inside. Because that rust damage could have went further. Who knows? There's some flux. I think he tried to reflow. I wonder if this board just may be too bad. I might have a replacement maybe. Yeah, let's experiment here real quick. Let me see if I have another back. Alright, let's see if this back right here would work. So this back is not flickering either. Makes me wonder if something happened to this board. I see a screw out here. That screw's not supposed to... I wonder, did he try... I can't remember what he was doing under here. Maybe he was trying to fix something, and maybe something shorted out, possibly? Let's see. I mean, he hasn't messed with anything that I see. These buttons need to clean. Let's go ahead and clean those buttons real quick. Because if we do get this to work, we want the buttons to be working right. Let me try one more back. Maybe that back could be defective. I'm not too sure. I got a whole bag of broken Game Boy parts. Or from Game Boys, and I don't know which ones are good or bad. I just test them. Guys, I'm at a loss for words on this thing. I've tried this with multiple backs, and I can't get any results. What I'm going to do is I'm going to message him, because he said he did something, and I don't know, I can't remember what it was, or I need to look back through the messages, just so I can see what he did, and then that way I could better fix it. But until then, that one's going to stay, it's going to stay here. I ain't going to be able to get it back to him as quickly. But I need to talk to him and figure out what actually he did, because I remember he said something. He tried something, and then it wouldn't cut on after that. I just can't remember. Alright, so next, the last thing we gotta do, we gotta resurface these games, and they look pretty bad. This one I'm really worried about. It's already been resurfaced, but it's been resurfaced by one of the cheaper versions of what I'm using. I don't want to take too much off of it. And it does have a little bit of disc rot in there too. I can see that starting to come through. You know, if you look through a disc in the light and you can see light poking through the other side, it may just be scratches. It could be okay. Alright, how bad does this other one look? I'm going to run these through the resurfacer that I have, and then we're going to go into the game room. We're going to test the Punch-Out, and then we are going to test these two games here. Always with the good packaging. Ooh, yeah, that one's scratched, but this one may buff out. So you can see what it looks like before. Same with this one here, I'll show you. And I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. So you can kind of tell how it has like that swivel kind of, that weird look to it. I can spot that a mile away if it's been resurfaced with something. So anyways, I'm going to cut the camera, I'm going to resurface this, and then we will head to the game room and check these out. So I will see you there. Alright guys, so we are here in the game room. We'll go through these in order here. We got the punch out. Let's see if it'll fire up. I hope so. Oh, what am I hearing? Oh, God. So, yes and no. I should have tested it before to see if it even got that far. Oh, that's garbled. It's a pin. There has to be another line that's broken. I will take it back out to the shop and look at it one more time. But I will say that one is, I don't know, maybe halfway there. Alright, next up, let's do the Dreamcast. Or actually, no, we'll do the Saturn. Let me set the phone down here. Alright, so I got the Saturn set up. Here's the disc. It looks a lot better, but it's still... I didn't take a lot off of it since it was already resurfaced. Let's see. I hope it's going to work. All I can say is, it looks to be working. I don't know if it got this far before he said it wasn't working at all. Looks to be good now. So that game, I ain't gonna say it's fixed. I need to play it a little bit, see what's going on, see if it stops or skips or anything. But from what I see now, that game looks good to go. So let's go ahead and try the last game, the Dreamcast game. Alright guys, so I got the Dreamcast set up. This is the disc. Looks a whole lot better than what it did before. Again, I didn't take that much off of them with Sega games. I try to be gentle. Let's see if she'll load up. Come on, Dreamcast. Oh. 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 Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. That looks to be working good. He said this one did not work at all. Come on. You can do it, Sega. Sorry if it looks weird with my phone. It doesn't like to record CRTs that well. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know how far, if it does mess up later on, I'll play it and find out. But he says it did not work at all. And right now, as you can see, it appears to be working. So we got both of those disc games to be working after a resurface job. So I'm happy about that. So anyways, guys, that's it for the episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And as always, take care and enjoy the rest of your day.